Welcome back. So I'd say the different aspect of things now is I have a lot more structure, a lot better routine. You know, I have a clearer vision of where we need to get to as well. Where I've got a very good starting point as well. You know, in the last prep, you know, I started at a very high weight, which did put a lot of stress on my body. And then we had some issues mid-prep that we had to sort out. So even more stress on the body. And then obviously in the final weeks, obviously we had, you know, I was working a lot, you know, a lot of stress on my plate in terms of not getting enough sleep as well. So everything's going to change this time. A lot better routine, a lot better structure, and a lot better, clearer goal. So training recently has been very good. You know, we're currently really focusing on the weaker areas. So for me personally, my chest has been a very weak point, my arms, and then generally bringing up my rear in terms of my glute and hamstrings as well. So we've had a massive focus on them, which I think has gone very, very well, to really polish off the look. I've had conversations recently with a lot of people about my structure. It is very suited to the class that we're going for, but we need more muscle, like everyone does say. So that is the real objective right now. So basically what happened was in that week, went to train a normal session as always, felt good. You know, my training sessions weren't too bad the whole of prep. Walked into the session and nothing would move, nothing at all. Every single kind of weight just felt ridiculously heavy. My whole body just felt off. Then from that, came home, and then my eyes started to puff up, started to get red, and obviously there was no signs of kind of pain or anything like that. Just obviously we could see the visuals. Now across that point, over the 5 days, I lost 10 pounds. That wasn't training, no cardio, no steps. I was literally just sat at home doing nothing. And then eventually my eyes got worse. And then we actually saw myself getting better. You know, my eyes did look a bit more relative to normal. And then we decided, you know, to start getting back on the cardio a bit, but then just double check on the eyes. So went to the hospital, checked on my eyes, and they actually held me in due to my resting heart rate as it was 30 and below, which is very much below the average. So they kept me in, and then they pulled more blood markers, saw my liver was slightly raised. Now this wasn't really a massive concern for me as I expected that from a prep, but there was no way of coming out of what happened. You know, I spoke to my coach on the phone, and you know, we both came to the agreement that trying to fix the issue that had just happened, you know, was going to create a very bad look. And after prep had happened and I competed, you know, I probably wouldn't be happy. I probably would be in a worse place than just coming out of that position there. So, you know, we technically don't actually have a full-on answer, but we do think there was some sort of virus there as well. There was a slight issue with the white blood cells. So it happened. You know, there's nothing we could have really done about it. You know, my body was under a lot of stress anyway, so having something like that in place just kind of threw everything really off the cuff, really. Obviously, there was always going to be a slight bit of concern going back into a situation that something like that did happen. But I think with the new approach, with the new mindset, we are going into it a lot more better. You know, there's not an excess amount of weight to pull off. You know, we haven't got to put so much cardio in place, so much more pressure on the body to bring that end result. So yeah, there is concerns, but I'm pretty sure we're taking everything under consideration to make sure it doesn't happen again. So at the moment, my day-to-day routine is looking like steps in the morning, and then I'm looking at training early mornings now. I've actually moved my focus there. I did think it helps me set out for the rest of the day. And then after that, I'm generally sat at home most of the day, doing my work, doing my thing, you know, seeing clients potentially. And then we are looking at doing more cardio in the evening, more steps, and then making sure my routine is good for sleep as well. That's something I've really focused on this time. So, you know, my routine is a lot better than it was previously. You know, I was working 3 jobs technically last year as well. So, you know, that was that stress as well. You know, I was working 70 hours at the fire service, you know, working another 30 hours at the gym, you know, and then I had my online coaching to focus on as well. So everything is just completely different now in my daily routine, which makes me think we're going to have a greater result on the day as well. So from this new YouTube channel, obviously we will be documenting the rest of the year in terms of my off season, in terms of how we're going to be pushing, my daily habits, my daily routine, and just my general life really. And then we will go into prep series where you will follow me through my prep. You will see my kind of face change, you will see my kind of attitude change, and just give you guys, you know, a proper good look of how prep is, and how hard it can be on yourself as well. You know, a prep will always be hard. You know, there's something to always remember. It's never going to be easy. You know, it's an extreme sport for people nowadays. So it's just putting ourselves in that great position, and then giving a proper look. I'll have obviously Luke, my camera guy now, follow me all the way to capture the good, the bad, and every single part of this process. So definitely excited to show everyone what's really going to be going on. Something that I've really focused on is bringing a better version of myself. So over this kind of YouTube, over this past couple of months as well, you will see myself develop in many, many ways to bring a better package, better mindset, better look on things, and yeah, just a whole greater package for myself and everyone to see as well.